The taste is completely different to anything I've ever tasted before. Absorbs the tea. Oh. To the TikTok and YouTube police who are gonna at me because I didn't go to Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters. This is Go Halal or Go Home. Literally, as Adam says, go home if it's not halal. Missing Adam. I'm missing Adam. I'm missing Adam. Anyways, this is your host Ahmed, and we're going to be reviewing Persian food today. For some weird reason, on this road, Ealing Road, there's so many Persian places, so many restaurants that just serve Persian food. And we're going to try and figure out why. So today, what we're going to do is go into every Persian restaurant on this road, almost, providing my wallet kind of supports it. We're going to order the standard kubide with 1 glass of GHOGH. We're going to look at the price, we're going to look at the venue, we're going to look at the service, we're going to look at the taste of the food and the quantity of food, and we're going to review it for you guys. So let's see, let's go. Right, let's look at the venue. The venue is beautiful, it's really, really nice, quite classy I would say. Also, we're using the window seat today. It's quite nice, kind of nice little Ealing vibe going. Venue's got alcohol on premise, so take that into consideration. I see the food coming. There's a nice little fireplace at the end, kind of screen kind of thing. It's really, really nice. I would say it's a beautiful venue.
The food was presented really, really well. You have a very good, generous amount of kubide on the left-hand side. You have a decent looking amount of rice. It doesn't look like it's very little or a lot, but yeah, it looks like a decent amount. Obviously, once we break it, let's see how filling it is. Obviously, you get 2 pots of sauces as well, 1 spicy sauce and 1, I don't know, maybe like burger sauce or kind of mayonnaise or something like that. Good amount of salad on the right-hand side. The tomato is halved. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I'm not sure where the other half of the tomato went. But yeah, in terms of the actual taste of the food, let's just try it. In terms of the kubide, you can see it's quite firm on the outside, very, very tender internally. Once you actually have a taste of it, you have a very smoky flavour, which is unique. Very extremely buttery. It was so buttery, it was kind of leaving residue on the actual plate. The rice also comes with zirishk on top, and a lot of saffron rice, which is a bonus. In terms of our criteria, let's go through the first one, the venue. The venue is genuinely very nice, very clean, very restaurant-esque, but very classy. It's quite dark, nice colors, nice lights, retro. Very, very nice and clean. A bit of a fireplace at the end, so if you want a bit of a fireplace, go towards the end. They do serve alcohol on premise, so bear that in mind if that bothers you. So in terms of venue, I would say overall it's a 8.5 out of 10. In terms of service, an absolute 10 out of 10, I have to say. I walked in and the lady was so lovely, very accommodating, smiling at me. And then more importantly, the guy said to me that I'm made for the camera. You're so good. He told me I'm good looking, so honestly, I can't fault it. 10 out of 10 service. Next, in terms of price, it was altogether £19.58 in total. I wouldn't say that's the most expensive thing. £20 per head is not too bad for what you get. It's a satisfying meal for dinner. £20 is not a bad price. So overall, I would rate that. I'm not sure. I would say 7.5 out of 10. I'm not sure. I have to rate the other places as well. So we'll go at 7.5 being £20 per head. In terms of the quantity of food, I think it's a very good amount of food. It's not a lot. It's not very little. The rice looks like it's very little. However, once you start eating it and start breaking away, it ends up filling you up quite a lot. The kubide is a very generous amount. The salads are very generous amount. The sauces are very, very generous. Again, that spicy sauce, I remember it being absolutely amazing. So overall, I'll say the quantity is overall an 8 out of 10. Finally, in terms of the taste, the kubide is very, very firm from the outside, extremely tender once you kind of bite it. The rice is quite sticky. It's got zirishk on it, which is a very nice addition. The sauces make an absolute amazing amount of difference, especially the spicy sauce. Not often spicy sauce with Iranian food. Usually it's like Tabasco sauce that they just provide you if you ask for it, or some of that You know that kind of Syrian spicy sauce that they sell in most grocery shops, but this spicy sauce will taste homemade, very, very nice, tasty spicy sauce. So overall, I would say the taste was an 8.5 out of 10. I've walked off my booth and I'm ready for my next meal. So now we're going to Eram Shishlik. It's opposite Molana, so I'm assuming there's some rivalry there. There's no one standing outside trying to attract you to get them to come inside into it. So I would like that, like they do in the other countries, the Muslim countries. I love it, but yeah, let's see how it goes inside there.
You know the drill. Kebabs come out. Kebabs looks epic. It smells amazing, genuinely. Look at that. The rice quantity seems like a bit more than we've got, but looks really nice. Full tomato. That's how it's supposed to be done. And also, I love this addition. Olives. Underrated. I've never seen this before. Olives. I love olives. Why does no one else put it olives? I love olives. Generous amount of kebab. 2 full seeds. Very, very nice. Roasted chili as well. Again, something that you don't see. Roasted onion. Something else that you don't see. And then on top of it is a bit of like garnish. I think it's mint. I love mint, like I said before. And then I've also ordered what looks like a glass slash jug of GHOGH. I'm not complaining. Love it. Let's try it. As I was eating, I just noticed that there's sumac on the table. Love sumac. Let's try some sumac. Boom, 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 sumac. Lots and lots of sumac. Lots of sumac. Love sumac. Oh, bismillah. Different taste. Less buttery, however, quite smoky, quite nice. Tender again. Kind of cuts very, very easily. Rice is very good. Rice is very good, and I love sumac. Sumac makes a great addition. I mean, the taste of sumac is a bit salty, but not too salty. It's quite a distinct taste, and the fact that olives on the table as well, quite nice. What I've noticed about this, whilst cutting it, it doesn't cut like the other kebab. It cuts really like kebab. It actually cuts like kebab, like it kind of breaks away rather than kind of staying together. So I think that might be because of the butter amount, but also it's less yellow, so there might be less saffron in it maybe. But overall, I think the taste is really, really good, and the rice tastes very nice as well. Honestly, the olives are a great addition. There's a green olive. I mean, there's green olive, but this is a very green olive. I'm not what it tastes like. Really salty, really nice. Let me try some of this pepper. Roasted pepper, love it. Love it, roasted amazingly. This is completely different to the one before. This one's a lot more salty. This one tastes actually a little bit more homemade than the one before. The other one was quite creamy, whereas this one is, if I have to actually mix it, because it kind of separates from the water, so the top kind of creates like a, I'm not sure, it kind of separates from, like you have like a thin layer of water, and then I have to mix it. And this is quite salty. It's actually very refreshing. I love that. Right, the lights are not on, but they are open. Anyways, in terms of the review with these guys, one thing I want to say internally, the venue, it's really nice, completely different to the other one. It's less of a restaurant, more like a dining room. I don't know, it's quite homely, it's quite nice. It's got kind of nice decor, nice little kind of style to it. If you want more of a like a vibe to go and kind of sit down and speak to like a family member and things like that, it's like very homely. It's quite nice. Got a nice little decor to it. So in terms of venue, I would give it a 7 out of 10. That's what I feel. Oh, also they don't serve alcohol, which is a very, very good benefit. However, they do say if you want to bring your own, you're more than welcome to. So now, not sure how I feel, but yeah, nice little vibe to it. In terms of the service, I have to say this is a bit difficult to judge because we walked in with a camera and they weren't too happy about it. So maybe they would have treated us a little bit better or a bit different if we hadn't done that.
After the fact that we kind of explained what we're trying to do, they warmed up to it a little bit, but even then it felt so awkward, kind of sitting there and eating and giving my real verdict. So I'm gonna do it outside, so wait for it. But honestly, it felt a bit awkward because it felt like I was being watched by like Iranian mobsters or something like that. Honestly, really weird. Anyways, in terms of the service, I don't want to be too critical because we walked in with cameras, so I know how I would feel if people put cameras on my face. However, I would just give it a 6, to be honest with you. It wasn't too friendly, it wasn't too rude, it was just straightforward. You get what you get, that's it. Also, they charge service fee as well, so yeah. Anyways, next, in terms of the actual taste of the monies first. In terms of the actual money, so this one cost us a little bit cheaper than the previous one. It was £17.04 in total. So in terms of pricing, you're winning here. What did we score the previous one? 7.5. Let's score this 8.8 out of 10. Give it half because we saved £2. Next one, in terms of the taste is completely different to anything I've ever tasted before. This is basically a kubide made at home. Because the rice, I would say the rice was cooked perfectly. It's very perfect, very nice steamed rice with saffron rice on top. Not too oily. The saffron taste is not very strong. So it's almost like you eat a yellow rice, a bit different. Anyways, in terms of the actual kubide, it feels like the guy had a barbecue in the back, skewered it up as we ordered it, and then placed it on there. It's completely different. It doesn't have any butter. It doesn't have any like squidgy feeling. It feels like almost really clean. I'm sad to say that it's not fatty enough. Put more fat in there. But also, I don't want to down it because the taste was actually good. It is. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's completely different to what we've tasted before. Am I getting screamed at? Anyways, no, sorry, police sir. Honestly, I'm quite scared. Anyways, next one. In terms of let the police go. An unbelievable addition to it is olives. Please add olives. I love these guys for adding olives. Olives was a complete game changer. No taste, however they put sumac on the table, which is a great thing. I can put as much as I want, not those little bags. So overall, I want to say there's a bit of a compromise with the overall. It's nothing like I tasted before, but a bit different. I'm not sure what to make of it. I want to go overall a 7.5 in terms of taste. It was an enjoyable meal. Next, it goes in terms of quantity. The quantity is absolutely enormous. You're gonna eat and you're gonna be full 110%, guaranteed. If you're not full after that meal, there's something wrong with you. You're eating too many calories. Stop eating. Anyways, so quantity, I would say probably a 9 out of 10 in terms of quantity. It's a huge dish. It's good enough for 2 people. Let's go. So now we're trying Molana. I won't lie to you, I have a bias towards these guys. I used to live like in Hanwell, so I always used to order from here. I know what their food tastes like. But yeah, we're at Molana. Let's go inside. Guys, I told you I have a bias towards Molana, and rightly so. Look, when we walked in, the owner came in. I don't know if you recognized me or anything, or maybe you saw the camera, but he came in and said, "How are you guys?" and started kind of gave us a warm welcome to everything, and also sent us tea. We sat down and look at this. Nobody's done that so far. I love tea, and Iranian tea is the best, alongside Afghan and Turkish. But honestly, it's been really cold, and I'm gonna enjoy this tea. Boom. So let's do it. Absorbs the tea. Oh, you should genuinely try this. You absorb the tea and drink the tea out of the sugar. It's amazing. Right, our kubide's out, and immediately we see the plate again. It's beautiful. Very generous 2 skews of kubide. An amazing amount of rice. Look how much rice there is. Salad is perfect amount. I don't want to eat too much salad, but it's a decent amount. Again, full tomato. An absolute ginormous cup of GHOGH. Plenty of mint. Looks amazing. Looks creamy as anything. Oh, look at that. Two butters there. And if you've ever come to Molana and you've never tried their sauce, please try their sauce. This sauce is, I'm not sure, I've never had this sauce before in my entire life. Only in Molana. It's the best sauce, especially with rice. You put it on rice and it's honestly amazing. Let's try some actual food. Got some cutlery here. Let's try my first bite. I'm very excited to try this sauce with the rice. I've missed the sauce a lot. Bismillah.
The sauce makes it. The kubide and the rice obviously is very good. It's bound to be good. It's Iranian food. It's bound to be very, very tasty. The sauce is just a different flavor, completely. I'm not sure what it's in it. It's creamy. It's got mint in there. It's got maybe like sumac in there, maybe, I don't know. It's very, very tasty. And with the rice, it just gives it a different dynamic. Obviously the actual kubide is very buttery, extremely tender. The aroma is like, it's just like intoxicating, like literally just shoots up to your nose. And all the actual kind of, how it's kind of, remember when I said that it falls apart in the previous place, but in this place it kind of stays together. I'm not sure why that is, but it's really, really good to kind of eat. As you're eating it, the smell just drives up your nose. Honestly, it's so tasty. And the sauce, I can't speak enough of the sauce. The sauce is honestly so buttery, so tasty. It gives it a completely different taste to anything you've tried before. I'm gonna try the dog now, kind of see how refreshing it is. It's extremely thick in a good way. So refreshing, quite nice and really, really creamy. A lot of mint again. You're tasting a lot of mint. I don't mind that, I love mint. So I'm gonna try some more. Honestly, it's quite thick. It's like really, really nice. Got my receipt. I'm ready to speak about it. So, Molana, like I said to you, I have a bias towards it. I absolutely love the food. And I finished my plate, I'll be honest. I have finished the sauce as well. You guys did not want to see that. In terms of the actual venue, very restaurant-y. I'm not sure if you've been in there before. It's very, very restaurant-y. Classic restaurant. It's quite tight, but it's quite nice, and people are quite nice, and it's quite cozy, I'd say. Also, towards the right-hand side of the corner, they've changed it a little bit. They've had some more decoration, which is nice. Hadn't seen that before, but I sat by the window. Window seat's always the best seat. So in terms of the venue, I would say it's pretty standard, 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, pretty standard. Table was a bit wobbly, but what can you do? Turnover's quite a lot. So anyways, next one in terms of the actual service. Service absolutely outstanding. The people are amazing. People that serve your food are lovely, very welcome, very accommodating, kind of suit your needs. Do whatever you want. It's your restaurant. Go sit down wherever you want. Kind of a Iranian / Afghan vibe to it. Absolutely. It's not Afghan, but I'm saying that's what Afghans tend to do. Just do whatever you want. Anyways, owner came across and gave us some tea as well. That's amazing. That's brownie points on top of that. Tea was unreal. I loved it. I would love to have more of that tea. Amazing. Thank you. Anyways, I don't know what you said. Anyways, in terms of the service, I would say I can't fault it. 9 out of 10. I don't want to go too much. They weren't too friendly, but I'll say 9 out of 10. I can't fault it. In terms of the taste of the price. Let's do the price first. The price of food is actually more expensive, £20.90, but worth every single penny. I'll tell you why. Because the tea was amazing. The dog was amazing as well. So yeah, actually, I think it was 90p more expensive than the most expensive one so far. But yeah, I would say I think it was worth it. The food, you get a very generous amount. Let's do the quantity. Very generous amount of rice, very generous amount of sauce. Salad was a perfect amount, not too much to throw away, but not too much to eat as well. The kubides were very, very big, kind of fill up your plate. Enough food and you'll be very, very stuffed by the end of it. So no problems with the quantity. Instead of the quantity, I would say 8.5 out of 10 or even 9. Actually, let's go for a 9 because I can't, honestly, the quantity's like a lot. It's not there, but it's perfect amount. In terms of the actual taste of the food, I will say the taste of the food is honestly, look, in terms of kubide, it's standard. Kubide, the meat is meant to be juicy, very tender, very onion tasting, very buttery, nice. It meets that requirement. In terms of the rice, very well steamed with saffron on top. It meets that requirement. The bit that's different is the sauce. The sauce, you pop it on there, it just creates this kind of garlicky / mint / butter. Apple juice apparently inside it. I have no idea what's inside it, but it's just a different flavor. I love the rice with the sauce.
It's amazing. The kubide, you can't go wrong as well. There's nothing wrong with the kubide. Kubide sticks together, very buttery, very, very tasty. I think there's saffron inside it already because there's a bit of red. I don't know. It's very, very good, whatever it is. 9 out of 10 in terms of taste. And then finally, I want to say a special addition to the plane. I'm joking. Anyways, in terms of the price, in terms of the price, I would say it's like a 7 based on the other ones. If we're being relative, let's say a 7 out of 10 because it was more expensive. On to our next one. It's the one with the best name, Persian Palace, I would say. Quite nice, quite unique. Anyways, Persian Palace, I've tried it before, haven't had it for a while. Let's see how it goes. Let's go in. Kubide's come through, and you might think that I'm getting sick at looking at kubide, but I'm really not. Honestly, this looks epic. Look at the size of this kubide. Look how width of it, and the texture. Honestly, I'm hoping you'll be able to see it, but the texture is like, there's like so much texture to it. The width is completely different to anyone else's. The size of the plate is massive. It's bigger than my head. Full tomato, small tomato, but full tomato. Fresh salad. This salad actually looks very fresh. The kubide, again, the smell is intoxicating. Less saffron rice, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah, I'm very excited to try this. Let's try my first bite. Secretly my second bite. One of the most noticeable differences to here compared to anywhere else is the meat. You don't even have to bite it. It literally just melts in your mouth. It's that tender. Its size is very thick. So they probably use really thick skewers, but it's really thick, really tender, so much saffron inside it. It's so buttery inside. It's like, there's so much butter on the plate, or there's so much like water on the plate. It's so good, and it sticks, and it's like kind of staying together as well. I kid you not, it's melting in your mouth. Once you break the outer shell, the inside is just like break open. It's so good. The actual taste is I can taste the onions, like I don't know what else to say. A couple of points over here as well. No sauces. However, sumac is on the plate. But yeah, I would like some sauces if possible, but yeah. Saffron rice, let's try some saffron rice. Saffron rice is actually an underrated bit. Quite saffrony. Not a lot of it, but quite saffrony. Maybe if I put some underneath the... See if it turns into saffron. Oh, it does, look. It just turned into saffron rice. Cheat code. Anyways, let's go. Again, completely different. This is a lot more lighter than the other ones that, yeah, the previous one. It tastes like very mojito-y. Lots of mint. Very tasty, honestly. Very refreshing. I would say I prefer this than a heavier one because it just, when you have a heavy one, it kind of fills you up. This, I don't feel like it will fill you up. Definitely better than having a fizzy drink. And it doesn't fill you up as well. Very refreshing. Has like that extra layer of water as well. It's got 2 ice cubes as well. I like that. The fact that it stays cold, but also add some water to it. Again, I've almost finished the kubide after having like 7 or 8 kubides. Yeah, but I can still eat this. Very, very tasty. Guys, my jacket actually doesn't fit anymore. I don't think it zips up. Yeah, it genuinely doesn't zip anymore. Anyways, just had Persian Palace. Like I said, I remember it because I used to go gym here, but it always looks good. Tried it. Very, very good food. Let's go through the criteria now. In terms of, let's do the pricing first. In terms of the pricing, £18.90. It's basically about the same region, not the cheapest, not the most expensive. So we'll go for, I think, based on the same criteria, I think it goes at 7.5 out of 10. And then we go into the service. Service, absolutely outstanding. Service, honestly, they were so lovely. No tea, but the service genuinely very nice people, always smiling at you. No issues with the camera or anything like that. Very accommodating. Go sit down, do whatever you want. I would say the service over here, I can't fault it. 10 out of 10. Like genuinely, no issues at all. No tea, but anyways, that's for another story. In terms of the venue is spotless, clean, very sturdy tables, nice, very spacious. It has a separate room if you want to have a nice little private party. We've had private parties before, like family members, but amazing venue. 9 out of 10. Honestly, unbelievably spotless, clean, easy to get into, easy to get out of. In terms of the actual quantity of the food, a lot of rice, huge kubiders. I would say it's probably the biggest in terms of the width and the actual size. The texture, lots of texture. The salad, lots of salad, a full tomato, small tomato, but full tomato. And sumac on the table as well. So in terms of the quantity, no issues there. I would say 8 out of 10. In terms of the actual taste of the food, so here we had some discrepancies between the team here. So I would say the food, the actual taste was very good, because the outside of the kubider was a bit different. It was a bit firm, a bit kind of, a lot of texture, quite cooked very well. And then internally it was very soft. Like you bite it once, it just breaks in your mouth. It had a lot of onions in it, maybe. And then in terms of the rice was like Afghan rice, literally Afghan rice, where the actual rice grains are like not sticky, not stuck to each other, very separate. Maybe that's a little bit more oil, flavorful, but not that flavorful in terms of the saffron rice. But the saffron rice kind of, it's all right. In terms of the actual kubidar, outside is very firm, inside it's so tender. You literally bite it once and it breaks in your mouth, it melts. I would say it's quite good. I would say it's also very, very flavorful. Some people amongst the team said it wasn't that flavorful, I would argue, but since it's me making the scores, I would say 8.5 straight up. To the TikTok and YouTube police who were gonna at me because I didn't go to ARG, it's closed. I came to it, but it's closed. So I haven't got to try it. I've never had it before. So I can't give you a verdict in terms of my previous trying it or whatever. Anyways, it's closed. I didn't try it, so we can't. My belly thanks me, my jacket thanks me, and my pocket and my wallet thanks me. Let's go. Yes guys, so let's review this epic, quite filling day, literally. My jacket doesn't fit, my trousers and my belt have had to be loosened. My trousers are feeling quite tight, but let's review in terms of what we did. We went through 4 places. I aimed for 5, but honestly, I couldn't do the last one. Thankfully, it was closed. Shout out to ARG, thank you so much. So we went to 4 places. We went to Boof restaurant, we went to Molana, we went to Eram Shishlik, and also Persian Palace. What I want to do is firstly thank them for their amazing food. Honestly, every single one of them was very, very tasty. I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. So what I'm going to do instead is go through every single one of them and tell you what I remember of the day at each place and what was significantly like quite something that I remembered and noticed. So immediately from Boof's perspective, that spicy sauce was game changing. I've never had spicy sauce, homemade spicy sauce at a restaurant. I remember the kubidar being quite smoky. Again, that's something that's quite significantly different to other places. They also had zirishk on their rice. So those are the 3 things that could have kind of stood out for me for Boof. In terms of Eram Shishlik, this is a place where it's completely, in terms of venue, completely different to anywhere else. It's almost like you're sitting in a dining room in your house or in a show house. It's very kind of classy, like a mirror, pictures on the wall, mirrors on the wall, like really, really different venue in comparison. It's not a restaurant, I wouldn't say, it's not like a standard restaurant venue. In terms of the actual food, the kubidar tastes significantly different to other places. It's not as tender, it's not as buttery, and it's not as kind of I don't want to say oily as a bad term, but it's not as like oily. That's nothing bad, by the way, but because the way it felt, it was like, it was very like almost cooked. I'm not sure. It's a very difficult thing to explain. It was cooked almost like immediately as I ordered it, very fresh, like it was breaking off. It wasn't very tender. It wasn't very hard. It almost tasted not like kubide. It almost like tasted like kebabs that you make at home on a barbecue or something like that. Very different. By no means is it bad. I'm just saying that was something that I remember. Also, the olives. I mean, olives is quite small, but it made a significant difference to my meal in that specific instance. Also, their GHOGH was honestly sensational. Their GHOGH was very salty, very refreshing, and not too thick, not too thin, not too watery, not watered down. A lot of mint. It was very refreshing with the meal. Amazing to have as part of that meal. Then we go into, again, my favorite, I think, my personal favorite is Molana. That sauce, immediately I have to start with the sauce. The sauce is, no one has it. The sauce is completely different. I'm not sure what's inside it. The fact that there's apple juice inside it blows my mind. I can't taste any apple. In terms of the actual kubide, very standard, very nice, melts in your mouth, easy peasy, no complaints in terms of kubide. The size and the quantity is amazing as well. The presentation from Boof and Molana was sensational. Perfect amount of food. Consistency. If you want the same meal every single time, you go to Molana. It's basically consistency from my perspective, and also the fact that there's nostalgic aspects to it as well. Brings a lot of memories for me. Molana that's what the significant parts of Molana for me are. Then we go finally, lastly but not least, I should add, because I don't want to say anything about the Persian Palace because the service was absolutely outstanding. I want to add that. Again, I think Boof, because they called me good looking, man. I have to say that. But Persian Palace had, oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I did that. Anyways, Persian Palace, the service was outstanding. Lovely lady, amazing. The food, immediately, the kubides are the size of my forearms. They're huge. They're very, very chunky. The textures are, I don't know what they do, but the textures are a lot of texture. Texturous, if that's a word. The rice, completely different to anywhere else. The rice is very Afghan-esque, I would say. The grains of rice are completely separate to each other. It's not sticky, less of the saffron rice. The salad's quite fresh as well. And yeah, that's what kind of sticks out for Persian Palace. And finally, I do want to add this little bit. The tea from Molana was absolutely outstanding. I wish I can have one of those teas right now. I might actually walk there and ask them for a tea because I want one. It was amazing. Or I might go home and make some. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. Hopefully that was a good review for you guys, and hopefully you understand the kind of craft and the difficulty it has been. I'm gonna have to go to the gym and play football or play football tonight to kind of burn off the calories. I think in total I've probably eaten, assuming each meal is 1,000 calories, 4,000 calories today, just for you guys to review this. So like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends, share to these guys if you want, I don't know. Do something with the video. Thank you so much. You might notice, if you're a very, very keen viewer, that the light changes based on the different times of this video. If you do notice it, it's my cameraman's fault because he didn't film properly. Let's go.